What's up everyone, Namco here from Fantasy Smack Talk, doing a Fantasy Football University video. And all of this information comes from our Fantasy Football University app, developed by Fantasy Smack Talk. So click on the card or the link in the description below. Get the app. The app's fantastic. It's going to help beginners all the way to experts, and it helps you during the entire season. So whatever you need, you can just click on that chapter and read about it. And we would like to thank Fantasy Jocks because they are sponsoring all of these Fantasy Football University videos. All right, so we're going to do this video, and it's going to be about draft day, top 10 things you should be doing. Number 1, show up early to the draft. And that means not only if it's a live draft, because you won't be that last person walking in, but especially online drafts. You want to show up early, make sure that it's working, because you don't want to try to log in 1 minute before and your internet's down or something's wrong's happening. So make sure you're getting into those drafts early. Number 2, prepare to have fun. Draft day is the greatest day of the year. Nothing brings me more excitement than doing our live auction draft. I absolutely love it. So go with that mentality and don't stress if you think somebody was going to slip to you and they didn't. Just have fun. Number 3, stay up to date on fantasy news literally up until the second of your draft. There's a few sites out there that give you up-to-date information. You can look on NFL sites as well, obviously, but you don't want to be the guy that just took somebody that got injured in that practice earlier that day. So stay up on the news. Number 4, pay attention to who's been drafted. And that doesn't mean you have to mark down everyone in order who's been drafted. Now, you don't want to be the guy that calls out, a stud player that was taken 4 rounds ago that you thought was still on the board. But the other thing is, there's a strategic behind this, and we've talked a lot more about that in the app. But if you're drafting 9 and there's a 10-team league and the team at number 10 has a tight end, then pass on the tight end on the way in, and on the way out you can take a tight end. Again, a lot more info with that in the draft or in the app. Number 5, sobriety isn't necessarily for fools. So the thoughts behind this is, don't get drunk at your draft. I've done it before, and in the late rounds I was a little bit tipsy and definitely making some bad picks. So just have a couple, have some fun, loosen up, but don't go too hard. It is, like I said, it's a fun day, so don't get too excited. All right, number 6, stay flexible in the draft. So often do we get questions, all right, I'm going to go running back, quarterback, running back, tight end. That's how I'm doing my draft. That's crazy. That's not how you should prepare for a draft. The way you do is you need to get your tiers and rankings, and you have to be flexible. If you thought you were going to go running back, but a stud wide receiver's on the board that you can't pass up, then go ahead and do that and then adjust in your strategy. Those are the best teams coming out of the drafts, are the ones that are flexible. Number 7, very important, Cowboy and Steeler fans, don't be a homer. Too often we see it all the time that somebody takes a homer pick 3 rounds too early simply because they want him on their team. It never works out for you in the long run. Just don't be a homer. You can have some of your boys on your team, but you just don't target them every round. All right, number 8, and this is one of my personal pet peeves, do not take a kicker or defense too early. Nobody cares if you've got the quote-unquote best kicker in the league, and defenses, their pre-rankings to where they actualize at the end of the year change so much year to year. Wait on both of those positions. Wait on kicker and defense. Kicker is always your last pick. I don't care. Don't even reply in the comment why it's not a good strategy. Kicker's your last pick. All right, next, number 9, grab potential breakouts and sleepers late. So you need to have a list of guys that you want to look at that you think could have huge upside. We say it in Smack Talk all the time. You'd much rather go with young with upside over old, reliable, and boring late in the draft. You want those breakout guys because that takes a good team to a great team. And number 10, don't necessarily rush, but be decisive. Nobody likes the guy or the gal in the draft that waits for the clock to tick all the way down and then make a last second pick. And typically the people that do that make panic picks, and that never really works out. All right, so those are your top 10 draft day tips. So again, go ahead, click on the card or the link, get the app, Fantasy Football University. And again, thank you so much to Fantasy Jocks. They got belts, they got trophies, they got rings. If your league doesn't have one, get one, and this thing's legit. And they also got loser prizes, my personal favorites, the license plate cover in pink that says Fantasy Loser, that if in one of my leagues, if you lose, you have to drive it around for a year. Of course, guess who has it? Donger, so it's kind of hilarious. So again, Namco here with Fantasy Smack Talk. Download the app, check out all our other videos, go into fantasysmacktalk.com and go to fantasyjocks.com.